Stitch Cuties, it's Brittany with Stitches of Love Quilting, and in this video tutorial I'm going to walk you through the beginning steps of your Girl Power Block 9, this cute little artist named Lucy. And so what you need to do is organize all of your applique pieces in order of appearance in the pattern. I put them in little numerical order piles. I have my fabric pressed and ready to go, and I have all my threads laid out on the side. So load the white thread onto your machine, and what the first thing is that stitches is a little T right in the center. So what you're going to do with your folded fabric is simply line it up with one of the corners of your T and unfold it. Now I've had this pressed and sitting here actually for a little bit, so I'm going to give a little press in the center to make sure that crease is out. There we go. And then you can use your Sew Tights or your 3M transport tape to hold this in place. So for some reason today I feel like using tape. I'm going to do that. And so we're going to continue on with the white thread, and the machine is going to give us our first round of applique outlines. Okay, so we have our first round of applique outlines to put on, and I have to tell you, I didn't clip up my pattern, but I'm going to do that so that I know what I'm doing. I always keep it clipped to the side so I can reference that. Highly recommend you follow along with it as well. And then I like to have my placement guide out where I can, of course, see the numbers so that I know I'm doing the right thing in the right place. So I'm going to go in and take my tape off that I used. If you use tape when you're doing this, you want to remove it so you don't accidentally hit it with your iron. And then if you've used the Sew Tights, just go in and take them off because you don't need them anymore to hold the fabric down. So up first, we're going to put down piece number 1. This is the background of the little art piece that little Lucy is working on. So as always, just get it centered perfectly and give it a little press. Then we're going to do piece 8. This is so fun. I love the prints in this. This is the little floor that she's standing on. So we'll get this perfectly in place. There we go. And you can see it's good that we removed the tape or the Sew Tight because you'd be running into it right now. Then we have a little bitty sliver. This is the base or the handle, if you will, of one of the paint brushes. And so we'll put this in place right here. And then her face. And just peel your backing and voila. Put it right in place. Make sure this one has a lot of little like niches, notches, so it's easy to get in position. There we go. So continue on with your right thread for the next round of applique outlines. Alrighty, so we have quite a few applique outlines on this step. So as always, you just start in numerical order. So first up, piece number 2. And then we have another little leaf set. So I'll see if I can iron both of those down at the same time without wiggling the other that's already in place. There we go. Give that a press. Now we have the stem to place right over that. And with these little pieces, just be careful and make sure you keep the fusible side down. I say that because obviously I've done it before where I accidentally flipped it over without realizing. And now a little tip, I know I've talked about this in this series of tutorials for Girl Power, but anytime I have a piece that looks really similar but's directional, I'll give myself an arrow up on the placement guide. So up for me, since I have my hoop sideways, is this way. So that way, just when you're on your fabric in the hoop, you don't have to do that thing of like spinning your flower around until you know it fits. Because you've already done that on your placement guide. And now we have 2 little pieces over here, number 10 and 12 that we're going to put in place. So 10 is the top like metal part on your brush, or I guess wooden part that connects the handle to where the bristles are going to come out. And then we have the bottom handle of our second paintbrush. I just think this block is so cute. It's hard to pick a favorite block, I think, on this quilt, but I really, really love this one. Fun fact about the name Lucy, that was my great-grandmother. So my mom's grandma from her father, my grandfather's mother, on my maternal side, she was an artist and actually was pretty famous in her day in the Southeast. And I don't know who she painted for, but the story is in the family. She painted for famous people. I don't know who. That story would be better. And then we have piece number 24. These are her little legs. So the top is going to line up perfectly with the blue piece underneath. But yeah, it's kind of cool. There's a lot of artists in our family. I do not have the artistic ability. If you all relied on me to draw something for you, I don't think you'd buy it. But luckily I have other technical skills. Okay, so this is what your hoop should look like so far. Take a look. And let's continue on with the white thread on the machine. Okay, so we have a lot of applique outlines on this step, and I want to make sure to point out that when it comes to putting our little colors in place, make sure that you get your color order in the right order, and you've used your placement guide and the picture of your pattern to label these properly so that you get the right color stitched when it is actually time to do the color thread. So I say that just to avoid any mistakes for you. So first up is piece number 6. This is the center of our little flower. This is so cute, I have to say. And then we have our frame. It's not a perfect square or rectangle, rather. The bottom is just a little bit thinner. This is based on original artwork from Amy Brucken, and then collaborated with my mom, Julie. And they actually hand draw all of the art, and then I'm the one that takes it into the computer. But I keep everything true to their lines. So you're getting exactly what they've drawn for you. So you just want to make sure this little guy is in place. Take a second. There we go. And now we're going to give him a little press. Cute as can be. So now we have number 13. This is the top of our doohickey. And our doohickey, our paintbrush. Sorry guys, I really do know words. Mostly. Alrighty, and make sure that's in place. Again, I have my little tool right up here. I don't know if it's in the shot. The Alex Anderson. This is such a great tool. It's got a seam ripper. It's got a little presser. You have then the wood and then the stiletto. So if you need to use that so you don't burn your fingers, by all means, do so. And then we have our paintbrush. The actual paint bristle. Get that in place. And next up, we have a whole bunch of circles for our paint. So what I'm going to do is actually see if I can be cool and lay them all in place at the same time. So these are numbers 16 through 20. There we go. Then our yellow. And again, just reference the pattern cover. Actually, I'll do it. I'll pull mine down and double check myself before I press. Just because I would be embarrassed if I messed up on the video. And I don't want to be a bad example and not double check. There we go. So those are in place. Let's just take a look at the pattern cover. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Perfect. So they are totally in the right position. And let's give them a press. There we go. Easy peasy. That was the hardest part of the whole thing, y'all. And it wasn't even hard. It's so fun. Now we have her cute little hair. There we go. And you know, I don't know. This is bad to say. I'll have to ask my mom. I don't remember ever meeting Lucy Love, her grandmother, the artist. I'll have to ask her. I remember my other great-grandmother that was my grandma's mom, and I, for some reason, was scared of her. I don't know why. But then her sister, this is a funny story while you're ironing on. It was New Year's Eve or New Year's morning of 1993. I was a kid, and I'd never seen anyone with fake teeth or anything. And I remember Aunt Frances came up to me and she's like, have you seen my teeth? Can you help me find my teeth? And as I would have been, what, 9 years old, I guess? I thought that was the absolute craziest thing I'd ever heard in my entire life, finding someone's teeth. So that is like a very core memory of mine. New Year's Day, 1993, helping Aunt Frances find her teeth. And they were in a glass, I'm pretty sure, on her nightstand. So why she couldn't find them, why I was involved, I will never know. Hopefully I never have fake teeth, but if I do one day, I'll think of her and understand. Okay, so number 28 is over here. This is our right hand, and it's not quite a circle. It's got like a little flat edge that'll help you line it up to make sure you have it going the right direction. There we go. And on this particular one, the fabric that is quote unquote the skin tone wasn't quite light enough to need double line. So you don't have double line on this one like we do on some of the girls. Some we do, some we don't have to. Alrighty, so we just did a whole bunch of pieces. It's starting to look like something. So I'll continue on with white thread on the machine and you do the same for the next step. Okay, so now for our next round, we are going to start by putting on the second paintbrush. It's cute little pink. There we go, just make sure you get it right in place. And now her hat, because she's an artist, she must have the cool artsy hat. I think it's fun. Oh my gosh, you guys, Mom and I are about to go on a trip and she bought us hats because it's going to be cold. They don't look good on us. It's pretty funny. They actually remind me a little bit of this hat. Obviously they weren't pink, but they were kind of like newsboy hats. It's not a look for us, I must say. Oh goodness. It was funny. We walked in the living room to show my husband Steven just to like mess with him. We knew we looked bad. And we just wanted to see what he would say. If he'd be like, oh, he immediately was like, oh no. It was pretty funny. Alrighty. So there we go. That was an easy step. So she's got a shirt on. Let's give her a dress for the next step. Okay, so for this step, we only have one piece to iron on. And then after this, we have one more round of applique outlines. That's only a couple pieces to finish off her dress and give her a little pocket. Super cute like. So once that's in position, give it a little press. There we go. So one more step before all the beautiful threads start happening. Alrighty, let's iron on those final two pieces. So first up, her cute pocket right here in the center. And then the cute little ruffle part of her skirt, or the bottom border of her skirt rather. Don't know if it's ruffly necessarily. Just make sure you've got that lined up all the way across, looking good. There we go. So let's take a look at what your hoop should look like at this step. You've got an artist. She's adorable. So now on the right, you can see I have all of my threads lined up in the order of how they appear in the pattern. So for steps 22 through 28, you're just going to follow the prompts on your machine and what's written in your pattern, and you're going to change all of your thread colors and everything will be stitched. So we'll come back at the end to take a look at our beautiful block. Alrighty, so let's take a look from top to bottom at little Lucy. She looks absolutely adorable. I just love her little dress. It's so cute. I'd wear it. Okay, so you know what to do because you're on block 9, but I'll just review quickly. You are going to remove all of your stabilizer, then use your placement guide and your ruler to trim your block to the perfect 8.5 inches square. And then you have left and right, top and bottom borders to sew on this month. And then what is next month? I forgot. Oh, I think next month is a ballerina. So I'll see you next time when we're making a ballerina. Happy stitching.